Move out the scene so you can take in the glory. There we go. How's it going?
Doing
Dr.
great.
Levi?
Happy to be here with you, Remco.
It is long awaited.
Absolutely. It all went through, though. All for good reason.
Yeah, exactly. So we're finally here. How you guys doing? We had a little bit of an issue setting stuff up. There was some sound stuff. There was some video stuff, but we're all figured out.
Exactly.
We got a beautiful, flickering, nearly non-existent Osu logo in the background. Just trust me that that's what it is. So yeah, Dr. Levi, esports doctor. We're gonna bring my wrists in great shape today.
Wrist, hands, fingers,
Wrist,
shoulders.
hands,
Exactly.
shoulders, fingers, arms, everything. I do have a body. I know. Usually I'm a floating head. We're good. All right.
Exactly.
If you have any questions or anything that you'd like to talk about, I asked my mods to send through any serious-ish questions through Discord. So you can go right ahead. If there's anything that you want to ask, go for it. We'll get to it. So yeah.
We're ready to talk to you guys. Anything you want to know about your wrists, your hands, about Osu, and also let you know within the next 3 weeks, I have a specific video that is going to come out with exercises specifically for the Osu community. For anyone who is an Osu gamer or really an Osu athlete, these exercises and stretches will be tailored for that community. You know, for about maybe a year now, maybe a year and a half, HappyStick, I've gotten all of these questions about Dr. Levi, when are you going to actually have the exercises for us?
Mm-hmm.
You do things for League of Legends, for Overwatch, for WoW, World of Warcraft. You know, what about us?
Yeah. So
I want to say that the Osu community is just as important, you know, and I want you to know that I'm here to be of service to the gaming community internationally. I think it's really all about doing what we can to keep our community safe and healthy and to prevent any type of injury. Mm-hmm. So that's the ticket.
Yeah, no, I mean, especially Osu, it's so easy. There's a lot of people that start playing, they get into it, and then 6 months later, it's like, ow,
Absolutely.
I think I have RSI. I don't want to go to a doctor. He's just going to tell me to play less,
Right.
which I don't want to be doing. So instead, I'm just going to be in pain.
Right. You know, the thing is, we don't want anyone to hurt. You know, if they're an Osu athlete or not, we want any gaming athlete to really be healthy. Mm-hmm. So, you know, if you start playing Osu, and the thing about Osu, of all the games that I've looked at, you know, it's so rhythmic, it's so intense, and it's high stress not only for your wrists and your hands, but also for your eyes. Your eyes take a major hit.
That's
because
true.
You don't forget, you're not playing HappyStick for only like 5 or 10 minutes. You're playing for 8, 12, 14 hours a day.
Unfortunately so, every day.
Exactly.
I regret it every day, but yes.
Well, but you gotta love it though. I mean, it's a great game, you know. But it's not a game that can be easily mastered, and it's not a game that doesn't in time take its toll. Mm-hmm. So I really want, you know, your audience, our audience, the gamers, the athletes out there, to know that it's so important that you do the stretches. It's so important that you do the exercises. We want you to be healthy. We want you to be able to play Osu now and 10, 15, 20 years from now. You know, this game came out in 2007.
Right, exactly.
It was founded David Herbert from, I think, Microsoft, if I'm not mistaken.
For Microsoft?
Was it
I
Microsoft?
don't know about that. I don't know.
I can't remember which company he's from.
I'm
I
not
know
entirely sure.
It was David Herbert, though. I'm pretty sure about that. I know it was 2007. Positive of that. You've been playing for how many years?
I've been playing since 2008, so about a year later.
So quite a while.
Yeah.
You know?
So what do you think the difference is between someone like me that has been playing for 8 years straight, I would say basically every day, at least a little bit.
Right.
I don't really have issues. I can play for 12 hours and my finger will hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have a little bit of numbness in a finger. It's not the best, but then if I leave it alone for like 2 days, it's fine. It just kind of fixes itself. What's the difference between someone like me? Do I just get lucky? Is it...
Well, there's not really luck, I would say, but there is. I think that what you've done is you've been able to master your body enough to know that when you're hurting, you will instinctively back off and play a little less. Instead of maybe 12 or 14 hours, you may play 8 to 10. And you will also know that when you're not feeling well, to start doing the stretches, especially ones that I recommend. Because really, if you can do just a 5-minute stretch every hour, it will increase your chances of not getting some badness to happen.
That's definitely something that I do. When I do notice that I'm starting to have issues,
right.
I do start doing stretches, even though I might look very silly while doing them in the shower.
Right.
It does really help.
It definitely helps.
Yeah.
It definitely helps. And the other thing about the stretches, if you think about them, it's not like they're not difficult to do. You know, they're really basic. You know, and today I'll even show later, if you like, some specific exercise that I have for the OSU athletes.
Yeah.
You know, later today on my Twitch stream, we'll have a whole, it's all about OSU for this whole day for you and for myself. And so I really want to give our community a chance to be healthy and fit, but more importantly, prevention.
Yeah.
It's all about how can I show you these exercises that you do them and they stop you from getting not only RSI, what about things like tendonitis of your finger, your hand.
Well, what's the
wrist.
difference between RSI, tendonitis, and
carpal tunnel?
And carpal tunnel, right? Because they always fall in the same category, and people don't really know what the difference is necessarily.
Absolutely. So great question that HappyStick asked. So let's go over some of the basics of that. So carpal tunnel syndrome is compression of the median nerve here at the carpal canal.
Right.
And that is a problem that people develop, and no one knows why people get it. We know it's more common.
So
for
that
example,
could be more luck related.
Well,
I mean, it's always going to be genetics in a way, but you could be lucky to have good genetics and not really get RSI.
It could be, and it also could be that.
Or carpal tunnel.
That
Sorry,
right, that
I already mixed it up.
No, that's fine.
Good start.
No. It's also because many people, they start having the pathognomonic issues of carpal tunnel are the following. You know, pain, numbness, tingling, decreased grip strength. So if you're having a hand, specifically, if you can't feel your thumb, your index finger, your middle finger, and half of your ring finger, then these are issues that are really associated with carpal tunnel.
Okay.
Now, the other thing that you asked was a great question. Well, who develops it? Is it genes? More common in people who have diabetes, for example. More common, there is, we think, a predisposition for people who do a lot of gaming, for example.
Right.
For individuals who do a lot of typing, a lot of like a jackhammer use, a lot of repetitive motion. Don't do
that, but
which is a good thing. For now, it's a good thing. So people use a lot of heavy equipment constantly, then they often develop this. But there have been a lot of great studies from the Mayo Clinic, a few other really wonderful universities that say that repetitive motion doesn't cause carpal tunnel. So that puts us in this quagmire. Well, what does? Now I know for myself as an orthopedic hand surgeon, as a gaming athlete, I see it in the athletes a lot. You know, I mean, just recently treating someone from New Zealand who had another guy that came in from South Africa. I mean, so I've treated this injury in people from all over the world.
Right.
Specifically, they game.
Yeah.
They're not using a jackhammer.
No.
They're not a court stenographer, you know. They're
cool idea for a new controller.
Exactly,
Yeah,
maybe. You know, so the goal there is really to give them information and then to prevent it. Now, you asked the question about tendonitis. So tendonitis is, so your finger has a flexor tendon here and an extensor tendon to extend your fingers.
Yeah.
So same with your wrist. They're extensors and flexors of your wrist. So if you think about it, if you're holding a graphic tablet or a stylus or just a keyboard, if you're keyboarding a lot, it's the constantness of this. You know, and many people, their wrists and their elbows are not in 90 degrees. They're either hyperflexed or hyperextended.
I know for myself when I'm sitting and playing, especially when I'm intense, I'll tend to like sit like this
See that
for long periods of time, and then I feel it all the way through my arm.
That is correct.
And then when I do a stretch and I turn my arm, I feel like this tinge go through my entire arm.
Like electricity or like Columbia, as we say.
That's the main thing that I notice for myself, coming from my shoulder of all places.
And the thing is, it's coming from your shoulder, but it's also coming to your shoulder from your neck.
Yeah.
See, the thing about referred pain, it's neck, shoulder, arm, forearm, hand, fingers.
Yeah.
Everything goes down like that.
Yeah.
So carpal tunnel, the same thing. Now, you asked about RSI. So RSI is really just repetitive stress injury. And that, of course, associated with individuals who do not only a lot of gaming, who write a lot, who text a lot. I see it a lot in some of the teenagers that I take care of who simply, some don't play video games or any type of esport. They simply text all day. All day.
Thumb
texting.
RSI?
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh
Exactly right. So they develop something called gamer's thumb, whereby they have tendonitis of the first extension.
And is it like when it's
compartment.
inflamed? Is that when it's called tendonitis?
It's called tendonitis when the tendon is inflamed. Inflammation of the tendon.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
Okay.
That is correct.
All right.
So the same with the finger. We have tendonitis of the flexor tendon. It's flexor tenosynovitis, which is tendonitis of the tendon of that finger.
And then the stretches would relieve what exactly? Like, why would you be doing this?
Well, you want to do the stretches to increase the circulation to the tendon.
Oh, okay. So that's less likely to... It's like increasing its immune system, basically.
Exactly. Also, just increasing the amount of blood to actually take out the bad stuff that's there.
Okay.
So inflammation is really... You know, with inflammation, you see pain, swelling, decreased strength, inability to use your hand really well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we stand, of course, in our community, the gaming community.
All right. Awesome. I'll check if we have some questions.
Yeah, let's take some. Let's
See if my mods
did a
good job at all. So much that my Discord crashed. That's a good sign.
Happy to be with them.
Yeah, it was a while to set it up, but that's always the case.
Absolutely.
Don't even.
Absolutely. Nothing sweat.
No sweat. Let's see what we got.
Okay.
All right, let's go from the top.
Let's do it.
Devin asked about learning the proper hand position because his left hand started to hurt.
Now, is he using a keyboard or is he?
On the left hand is always unless you're left-handed and you use your mouse or tablet in the left hand.
Sometimes they're ambidextrous, so
we're gonna assume keyboard.
Okay, so let's say this.
Because there's two types of general position that people hold. People either have it on their seat,
right, on the chair,
arm, right. And then have it kind of float above the desk, and then do that. Versus people that purely have their wrist also on the desk and purely use their fingers. That's the main two.
Well, see, this position is one of the worst, especially for developing carpal tunnel.
Right.
To have your wrist hyperextended in that position for an extended period of time, there's nothing good about that.
Yeah.
So if you do that, don't do it for the whole time.
Okay.
So if you would do that for half the time and then the other half an hour you're down, but you can't keep your wrist like that for 7, 8, 14, 12 hours. That's an issue.
Yeah.
So if you do, then I want to show you some stretches that you can do that can help you. So real basic ones. These are hyperextension, hyperflexion stretches. So your arm is straight, always with the elbow straight, and not simply bend the fingers back, but it's the fingers and the hand.
So the wrist
exactly,
also
everything back. And you just hold that in this position.
Okay.
Then the other one that's a little more intense, HappyStick, is you drop your hand here.
Yeah.
Now bring your fingers in.
Okay.
Get ready to feel this. Extend your elbow.
I'm already
your arm
feeling
straight.
it.
You're gonna really feel it in a second. Now bring your hand down.
God.
You feel that?
A lot.
A lot. I know. That
tingles all the way down my fingers.
It's a premier stretch that I show a lot of gamers, the elite athletes like yourself, that you really have to do that. It's really, really important.
Yeah.
So one thing we can share with you guys is that, stretching like playing any type of instrument or being a gamer, it's non-negotiable. You have to do it. If you want to be healthy, if you want to be fit, you really have to do the stretches. And they're not that difficult. So you're going to hold that for 30 seconds that way, 30 seconds the other way, and you want to do at least 3 sets.
Would you say it's more important even to do this one if this is how you're going to be playing? Is it more important to overcompensate this stretch?
That is one of the most important. There are 4 other stretches I'll show you later, specifically for the OSU community, that will help them a lot.
Because we're going to be doing YouTube videos after this. We're going to be shooting them where you will be going over a lot of different stretches, also over the context that we already talked about with the tendonitis, RSI, carpal tunnel stuff, just in separate videos, so it's more structured.
Exactly.
Rather than just this talk.
Right.
So.
But I do think the talk, that we're doing, I'm grateful that you're here because we can talk to the community about really being focused about doing the stretches.
Yeah.
We have to do them. And the thing is, so often I'll talk to the athletes and they'll say, well, Dr. Levi, when I'm hurting, I think about it and I do it. But if I'm not hurting, I just don't do it. But I want you to not get to the point where you are hurting to do them.
I mean, I said to you earlier, it's so easy when you're 15, 16, 17 to just... It tends to just fix itself.
Right.
And then at some point, you're going to have pain, and then a week later, it's not going to be gone, and you're going to be like, oh.
Absolutely.
I should have started
earlier. Correct.
And like I said, I'm 25, and that's something that I'm starting kind of to run into, where it's like, wow, I should have probably started doing this years ago instead of just now. And even now, it's not perfect. I tend to do it for a week when I'm in pain. So yeah, it's really easy to just kind of forget that.
Truly is.
But it's so essential.
It really is, because so often, for myself, at you're 25, I'm 35 plus. So it's so often for us to really think that when we're young that we really are invincible, that we can just do
That's what it feels like because it just fixes itself generally.
Exactly. When you hit 30, not as easy a fix.
Yeah.
So we want folks to really just take this as a part of your gaming lifestyle. It's like being fit and healthy. We have to exercise every day. It's non-negotiable. We can't exercise only when we're getting ready for the summer. Summer's going to come and go, but you take you wherever you go.
Yeah.
So you want to have a healthy, HappyStick body. I had to say that, man.
I like it. All right. My day is complete. That's a successful day.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly. So we want to take your questions. If you have anything for Remco or myself, we'll help to get you fit, healthy, and on the road to a super great, amazing gaming career. That's the goal.
Right. So another thing, now that we have some context surrounding RSI and carpal tunnel stuff, let's say you actually start getting issues.
Yes.
And you do stretches, and it's not really getting better.
Yes.
Like, obviously, you can go to a doctor, and when he's a general health practitioner, what he's going to tell you, instead of really referring you, he's probably just going to say, stop doing what you're doing.
Right.
How do you proceed from there, ideally?
That's a great question, and that's why I'm so invested and dedicated to the gaming community, because so many docs that I talk to when I say, I'm taking care of gamers, they really mock it. They mock and laugh at me because they say, well, you're the only one doing it, Levi. Well, I am, because it serves a purpose. Mm-hmm. I'm helping a community of people that should not be disenfranchised. I'm helping people who should not be forgotten. I'm helping individuals who matter. I have to really remind people that gamers, number one, yes, they are athletes, and number two, they should be treated with compassion and care.
Right.
So myself as a physician, my goal is to give them everything I can to get them to be healthy. Mm-hmm. So the bottom line is this: when I'm taking care of someone who has, I got another. Did you have another question about that too? You were saying.
No, I don't think so. It was about. Well, how to get rid of RSI or carpal tunnel was the question, but then I elaborated as to once you start having issues, generally what's the path you want to follow.
So number one, hopefully I'm near you and you can talk to me, or you can interact with me on Twitch or on YouTube or email. I mean, I actually take calls and I actually talk to people.
Oh, nice.
It's not like you're gonna go through 30 people to get to me. I'm accessible. I do my job. My job is to help. So the bottom line, so if you have pain, swelling, numbness, tingling, if you have difficulty playing, if you see that you're having a lot of issues, the first thing is to change the sensitivity of your mouse, because that may help you. Okay. Now, with
as in being higher, so
exactly
there's literally less movement.
Movement. Yeah. Exactly right. The second thing, of course, is if you're not allergic to an anti-inflammatory medication like ibuprofen or Aleve or Advil, aspirin, to try that for like a week or two. Short term though, not for 3 and 4 weeks.
Yeah.
It's a short term to see if that
will
help
aid your body's
decrease the inflammation.
Okay.
Exactly right.
That makes sense.
Then if that doesn't help, the next thing I would say is to wear a wrist brace, a splint. Mm-hmm. Not constantly, only during the day for maybe 4 to 6 hours. Yeah. Wear it while you're playing sometimes. Mm-hmm. Now, if that doesn't help, the next thing I suggest would be acupuncture. Acupuncture is a really wonderful way of dealing with RSI. Now, a lot of people sort of dismiss acupuncture saying it's not effective, but it's a mistake. It's a very effective modality of healing. I love acupuncture. I've been going for many years myself. It is very effective. So, and if that doesn't help, the next thing, of course, would be to think about and talk to your doctor about possible injection.
Getting that, because it's very easy when you're younger. It's so easy to get dismissed.
Oh, it is.
By anyone, really, once you start saying, I have an actual issue.
It really is.
No.
But see, then they can inject you into a physical therapy program. Now, if you're placed in a physical therapy program, then you can learn some specific modalities to help you. For example, paraffin wax therapy. They can also show you specific stretches. But again, I really want to tell our community, if you want stretches specifically for the gaming community, go to my YouTube channel. I mean, it's right there. It's Dr. Levi Harrison. There's a cadre of information there to really help.
I have watched a couple of your, like the stretches that I do.
Right.
I think half of them are from a video that you made.
I really like hearing that. That means it's being
including
used.
the forearm exercises with the dumbbells.
Those are tough.
It pains me a lot.
Yeah, but it's a good one to do though.
Yeah.
Because the great thing is that if it pains you now, the more you do them, it will pain you less later because you become stronger. Mm-hmm. And if you're stronger, then the possibility of developing an issue would be less.
Yeah, and it's gonna help your stamina.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because with Osu, unlike any other game, like I said, it's not only a very difficult game, but it's not just the brain stamina that you need to catch the spinning circles or hit the circles. It's not just that now. It's also using your hand, using the stylus, using the keyboard. Yeah. It's a lot involved.
It's very intense,
especially
at the higher
game.
level. It's pretty intense.
Well, I got to tell you now, I've only played a few times, but I play at the easy level. That was tough.
They have Osu installed on this computer. Just so you know, it's not like he's not just saying that. I saw the icon on the desktop. It's there.
Oh yeah, we do it. Oh, we do it. Yeah. You know, my goal is to be authentic with our listeners and viewers. So there's easy, hard, insane, and expert. They're all tough. I gotta be honest with you. It's not a joke. That game it's serious.
It gets hard. Yeah.
It really does. Do you have any other questions they want from us?
I had a question about, that I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in, as to mouse versus using a tablet, in terms of what would be better long term.
Okay, well, that's
because it's a completely different
position. Use of the hand.
Yeah.
So let's go over that. So for the mouse, we're going to go over exercises later today, again, specifically for Osu, for mouse use. So for the mouse, again, number 1 is to check the sensitivity, see which works best for you.
Okay.
Number 2 is to make sure when you're using the mouse that your hand and your elbow are at 90 degrees, that you're not out of plane. This is out of plane.
So just align whatever seat you have.
Exactly.
In terms of
elbow to wrist, you want that aligned like this. The other thing you want to do that's really important, HappyStick, is to nod again when you're playing, to get your wrist hyperextended like that, or hyperflex. Really, you want everything in this plane of motion.
So it's always going to be better to use a grip that is more on the mouse rather than there's people that kind of claw it.
Yeah, see,
so this would be worse than.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm taking care of someone right now who uses claw for another game.
Yeah.
Claw is bad.
Okay.
Claw is bad for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
One is this: you're not clawing this for 3 or 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Hours.
Yeah. It would be the same on the keyboard with.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So it's too much. So again, I want to show you guys just some real easy stretches for that, if you don't mind, HappyStick. So one is just this. It's here, piano up, piano down, just like that. Another one is down here. These are bottom flappers, middle flappers, right? And this is the Queen's wave. These are all mine. So the Queen's wave, the middle.
It's catchy.
I don't think anyone would like that, man. Right. So again, the Queen's wave, the middle windshield wipers, bottom flappers, and then you got full flappers. This up and down like that.
That's my favorite.
Stop it. Stop it. So these are exercises that you can do that really help if you use the mouse a lot, especially if, as Happy said earlier, if you're using a claw grip. The claw is a lot for your wrist, a lot for your fingers, and more important, it's a lot for your thumb. Yeah. The other thing I want to show you for your thumb, you want to do abduction and adduction exercise. So your thumb is out. You want to bring your thumb up, here, there. Up, here, out.
It's funny, you triggered a memory in me. I used to play first-person shooters a lot for many years,
yes.
And I remember after playing for long times, my thumb on my right hand starting to hurt. It's funny, it just peaked a memory that I...
That's great. That's great. We want to not have any more bad memories about that. So it's very important to do. So I'll show you guys again. So again, your hand is out. Let's do it from this plane. So it's in and out. Then touch, touch, touch. Here, here, here. Each joint, the MCP joint, metacarpal phalangeal joint, the PIP joint, proximal interphalangeal joint, DIP joint, distal interphalangeal joint. So touch, 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 and reverse it back, and then in and out. And then the flappers that we talked about.
I would need half my brain to remember all those.
Go to the YouTube channel. I'll see you at Dr. Levi Harrison. You are funny, young man.
And in terms of tablet, because that's more, it's like holding a pen, but it's very it's like thin. If you look at my hand,
yes,
I have my thumb is messed up. I have all these weird
little tiny ulcers there.
Tiny, it's
now I've seen them bigger than that now.
Oh, you have?
Oh, I've seen them bigger.
Here's what I'm talking. I don't know if it's gonna show. It's probably gonna be.
Can you guys see that?
My beautiful little Osu bump.
Right.
So it's like holding a pen, but times 10 in terms of.
I call
strain.
it. I have a little thing I've written about that. I call it the Osu barnacle, and I call it that because sometimes it's small like yours.
This thing.
Exactly. And sometimes it's larger. So now, let's do this with Happy. Show me how you hold the stylus and the.
Do we have a pen?
Oh yeah, we have a tablet. We have a pen too.
Well, we're normal. Pen.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I generally exactly like this. So I'm putting on a lot of pressure on my index finger here on
and
the side.
Finger.
This is actually pretty numb right now because I've been playing a ton.
Of course.
And then there's this, which is my middle finger,
right?
Which, if you look, is also quite affected.
It has a barnacle also.
And then here's my thumb, which is just wrecked.
Exactly.
So literally like
so
this.
You see how tight? You see how tight you hold that?
It is very tight. Yeah.
So I was gonna show you guys something now. You hold it the way you hold it. Now watch this. You hold it now. You ready?
Okay.
Can't even see that.
I mean,
it just sort of flown out.
Yeah.
You see, you can't even.
Well, when I'm doing actual jumps like this, okay, try it now. It's
very tight.
Very
tight.
sturdy.
Now look at this, everyone. Look at the pressure of the index finger, the pen, which would be the stylus, and the thumb. Thumb is hyperflex, not just flex. Hyperflex here. Do you see that?
Because it's like super.
And look, do you see?
Yeah.
You see your.
Oh yeah, it's like white.
Exactly
it's
right. Because it's so thin.
Gotcha.
So what I would tell Happy if he were in my office would be number one to do. Okay, now let's show you the exercises. So here you're gonna bring your fingers in like this, called tabletop.
Okay.
You're gonna go up and down like that.
Yeah.
Yep. Now you're going to bring your thumb down. You're gonna hold it. Now we're gonna do something very painful, and I apologize.
This is already painful.
This is gonna be very painful in a second. You ready?
I'm gonna die.
You're gonna hold it like this. Now you're gonna drop your wrist.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, all the way down here.
Yep. I call it the Osu
That is
Mojo.
very painful.
Very, but you have to do it. So again, you're here. Hey everyone, Osu guys, Osu athletes.
Don't do that at home. Actually, do that at home. It is really
do
hurts.
it at home. So take a look. So,
try that.
So again, it's here, over. You want to try to put the thumb at the base of your small finger.
Okay.
Now you want to hold your fingers tightly. Hold them. Now drop your wrist and hold. You feel that?
No.
Yeah. It hurts.
A lot, yeah.
Of course. But that's important. So those are just some basic stretches that the Osu community should be doing. I have a whole cadre of other exercises that we'll go over later that I think will really be effective for specifically for this community of athletes. If you do them, you have a benefit. If you don't do them, then you may hurt a little bit. I want to go.
I mean, it might be fine for a year, 2 years, 3 years.
But in time,
you're just gonna find so many examples from Azer to Lua to just so many people that have been around for so long and suddenly they just start having pains and they just can't get rid of it.
Exactly.
It's that's just how it happens.
It really does. And if you do the exercise, just 5 minutes every hour that you're playing, it's really not that long. I mean, 5 minutes, 300 seconds. It'll be like that. It's nothing. You can do that. Your body deserves that, of course. And then, like I said, join us later because we'll do everything we'll do my Twitch stream later.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about
we
more
do that
exercises.
in 5 hours from now, wherever you are.
Exactly right.
7
o'clock.
p.m. PDT.
Yep.
So that's 5 hours from now for us.
Exactly.
Well, for you as well.
Right.
Let's see. OSU requires a lot of concentration over a long period of time. I've had some experience with eye fatigue and headaches. What can you do to elevate that?
Okay, that's great. So I was going to talk about eyes earlier.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
okay,
I came across it. Good question, Courtney.
Great. So Courtney, thanks for your question. So let's go over that. For OSU again, you're looking at everything. You're looking at your screen. Your eyes are going back and forth, up and down. So I recommend this. So I'm gonna do the exercise, and then if while you watch,
don't judge. It's
don't judge.
Look funny.
Yeah, it's gonna look kind of funny, but I want you to do them. So take a look. So the first exercise is this. You're gonna find something to stare at. You're gonna just do simply this: up and down, up and down. So you're not going all the way up, all the way down. You're going up into the halfway point. So you're looking at something. It's up. Look at it. Up. Look at it. The next thing is to the side and back. To the side, back. To the side, back. The next, real simple, down, halfway up. Down, halfway up. The last one, to the side, back. To the side, back. To the side, back. Now, the issue with OSU that I found is that when you're playing, it's not only that your eyes are moving, also your head is moving and spinning with everything too.
Slightly, ever so slightly.
Ever so slightly.
Depending on how much you get into it.
Correct,
it
but
does
most people really get into it.
Yeah.
These are athletes, they're into it. So what you really want to do is, when you're doing the eye exercises, is not have your head look to the side or look up. Just your eyes. So again, up, back to the halfway point. Up, back. So you can even do this. And I've taught this before. So you put your index finger in front. So you look up, then look back at your index finger. Look up, back at your index finger. Look to the side, back at your index finger. To the side, back at your index finger. You'll notice you want to move your head. You're going to want to do that. But don't.
Is it kind of would that help to
strengthen
cancel out
It strengthens the small muscles behind the eye.
Okay.
That's what it does.
Yeah.
It will strengthen your eyes. The other thing that you want to do after you're playing is literally when you finish playing, or you could do it maybe every few hours, take a quick 2-minute break just to take your index finger and your middle finger just to rub your eyes. Rub clockwise, counterclockwise, up and down. Of course, that'll be an issue if you have contact lenses on. If you're wearing glasses or no glasses, then again, just circles, counterclockwise, up and down, side to side. Really not that difficult.
Okay.
It really isn't. Because eye fatigue is a major issue in OSU.
I personally don't experience it, but I hear it a lot.
It's pretty
for
intense.
headaches and all that
Right.
good stuff. I'm trying to
Another question.
get it back. Yeah.
Sure.
For most people, realistically, in terms of motivation and just, it's nearly impossible to really commit to taking that break like every 45 minutes,
Right.
doing stretches,
Right.
even though it's so important.
Right.
Most people can't really get themselves to do it, which makes perfect sense.
Right.
So what would you say are, in terms of frequency, like what would be the absolute essentials that would, with the least effort, get you the largest impact?
So, two things. One, when I first saw with like a player who was playing a lot, usually again it's 12 to 16 hours a day for some of the people that I take care of, the major thing I tell them is to buy a little timer. Because if they don't have a timer, 5 hours can go by, and before you know it, it's like start at 1 o'clock and now it's 6:30, now it's 7 o'clock. Oh, let me stand up, let me take a break.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can sit for 8 hours.
With
without
OSU, it's
any
really
break.
easy to fall into the retrying
Of course.
trap of doing the same maps over and
Over
over.
and over and over.
Yeah.
Right. So I recommend the following. Consider getting a timer that you set for an hour or an hour and a half, and that when that goes off, that little bell goes off, or you set it on your phone. It's really easy. We all have phones, smartphones. Set it on your phone, and when that goes off, then you stop. No matter how well you're playing or not playing.
Seeing big lag doesn't matter.
Right. It doesn't matter. You just drop it.
Literally drop it out of your hand.
Correct. And
stop.
just stand up. Stand up. Walk away. Don't sit there either, because if you sit there, you do what most of us would do. We will not stop. We'll continue to play.
Right, just snap yourself out of
Exactly.
whatever it is you're doing.
What you're doing. So you get up, you stand up, take a stretch break, do some of the exercises, real easy, some of the exercises, then go back. Really, if you really think about HappyStick, it's not that difficult.
It's really not. It's just so hard because generally you're going to be doing stretches. It's like working out.
Right.
It helps in the long term, but
Yes, it does.
you're just not going to see that instant feedback.
You will not. Unlike with stretching for gamers and esports guys, you'll feel that immediately. You're gonna start feeling less pain within like a day or two.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
Unlike like working out. I mean, I work out every day for 2 hours. The benefit of that is that
I don't know, you find time for that.
I'm in the gym by 4:30 every day. The key with working out is that like being a gamer, it's a lifestyle, and gaming is a lifestyle. But you have to think about the benefit of exercising and stretching for the long term, not just doing it now, but to be able to use your hands and wrists and elbows and be able to have great posture 5 years from now, 10 years from now.
Yeah, no, for myself, I already found out. Might not believe this. I do 15 minutes of cardio a day.
Oh, I believe
do. No, I'm talking about
them? I'm
my
sure they
community.
believe. Funny.
Do like 10 minutes of even like meditation type of stuff to calm my brain down.
Yes.
Drink a lot of water. Ever since I've been doing that consistently,
You feel better.
I feel so much better. But if you would have told me that doing those things would help me as much as it does,
You would not have believed it.
I would have been like, sure.
Oh, right.
But it really does.
It does.
It's pretty crazy.
Well, one thing you said that's critical that I tell all the athletes, some of the champion players that I take care of, even some of the what I call just guys who do it when they feel like recreational athletes, is that meditation is critical. To calm your mind, I recommend meditating every day for 10 to 15 minutes a day, twice a day.
I said it on my stream, and people are like, what people think of is like spiritual
You don't have
thing, and
you
it's
don't
like,
have to do
no.
that.
I only just recently kind of figured out what it helps with. But
and how it helps you.
if you're interested, we won't go into a rant about it, but if you're interested, you might want to look something up about it. It really helps me personally, especially if I do it before playing. I'm a lot calmer,
Absolutely.
and that really helps with playing in
Absolutely.
general.
And one of the videos today is going to be on that. It's going to be on mindfulness.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually be talking about, you and I are going to give some real concrete examples of how to meditate. And as HappyStick says so well, and I agree with Remco totally, is that it's not about just sitting there like that in a lotus position. You don't have to do all of that. You can simply sit
You could
still.
if you want to be fancy.
If you want to be fancy, you can. I'm not a fancy kind of guy.
Yellow robe and everything.
Right. We just want you to sit quietly, to breathe, be aware of your heartbeat, your breathing, and just to calm your mind. For me, like my favorite word is gratitude. It's my favorite word. So I'll literally meditate for 5 or 15 minutes. I'll just sit there and think about all the things I'm really grateful for. I'm grateful for so much. You can sit there and think about success or peace or whatever works for you. That's not my business. It's your business.
All your waifus, it doesn't.
Yeah, your wife, your partner, your spouse, whoever, whatever works for you. It's the truth.
No, waifu is an anime term regarding. Just throwing that out there.
True. I agree with HappyStick. I agree. Hey guys, got questions for us? We'll take them.
What would you say in terms of types of exercise? Your top 3 to do. Like you said this
for Osu?
one. Yeah.
Oh, I have 10, but I'll show you.
No, you're like
3.
your top.
My top 3.
Top 3.
Okay, so let's do that. So my top 3 for Osu players would be the following. So number 1 would be this one. Here, thumb down, hold.
Oh, the painful one. Okay.
This is called the homage to Osu. You ready? So here.
Did you just make that up on the spot?
Yeah, I did. Since you asked. Yeah. I did.
Right. Number 1, the homage to Osu.
Homage to Osu. Okay, that's HTO. Homage to Osu. So here, there. And you hold.
1, 2,
now,
ow.
Now if you want to, if you do this, it could be ow, ow. So you hold it and then you pull down with the other hand. That's the thing. And you hold this for 30 seconds. 3 sets. Hold that for 30 seconds each time. The next one that I recommend highly for an Osu player is here. Your hand is out. I'll do it from the side. Down. Touch, touch, touch. The next one, hand is out. Under, over. Under, over. The next one, index finger. Under, over. Under, over, under.
So you're really just stretching all your tendons.
You're going to stretch your tendon. You're going to stretch the intrinsic muscles of the hand.
Can you do, just do both at the same time, which you get a little bit coordinated?
No.
Or is that not?
I should have said that. When you do these, you do it it's always bilateral. You do both at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't just do this unless you're going to do some extra push here. But everything is bilateral.
Unless you're masochistic, you just want to do both.
Exactly. But we want you to feel good, and these are things that will they'll definitely help you a lot. They'll help you. So again, top 3: here, that, thumb out, up. Finger cross under and over, and thumb touch.
To get this whole area at least.
Exactly right.
All stretched out.
Because everything is holding like that. You're holding. So
yeah.
Your first interosseous here, the muscles between your thumb and your index finger, these are critical for that. And for holding. And don't forget, and for you, if you think about it, you're in this hyperflex position with your thumb holding a stylus like that. That's a lot. That game is so intense.
It starts hurting.
How could it not? Remco, this is a tough game. You've chosen a sport that's really, it's not a joke.
It's chosen me, I feel like. But
well, I think you're right about that. And that's why I feel like the whole sport has chosen me. So you're absolutely right.
All right, let's see. Is there such a thing as too much stretching? Can you be overdoing it? I remember one time I was stretching my neck. I was getting into that.
Right.
I remember stretching this a lot.
Right.
I remember losing or being numb in this entire area for 2 days.
Really?
Because I overdid the stretching.
Yes. Yeah, now, so stretching, okay, so you can never overstretch properly.
Okay, that makes sense.
So if you're doing the right exercise, it's not an issue. For the neck exercise like you just did, the nerves...
Yeah, I was pulling on my neck.
Maybe too much.
And
yeah, it was too much.
Probably.
And the nerves come through the cervical foramina, and if you put too much stress on there, it's just as bad as not doing exercise at all. While we're talking about this, I want to go over specific neck exercise also for the Osu community, as well it can be applied to all gamers. I want to show you what to do, and I want to show you one stretch to never, ever, ever do.
Okay.
Never do.
Okay.
So let's take a look, guys.
Notebooks out?
Yeah, so notebooks out. I'll do it from the side so you can see it. So one stretch to do is this, here, and hold. Trying to bring your ear to your shoulder. And the other side, ear to your shoulder. And then chin to your chest. and you hold each of those for about 15 to 30 seconds. I recommend when you're stretching your neck, Remco, to always do this in a seated position. If you get kind of wheezy or tired while standing. Now, be sure to stretch to never do. Never this stretch. Never.
You heard him. Oh, well, that one's out of my repertoire.
So that's not a good one. Hyperextension of the neck.
Okay.
So
that should maybe feel it like here.
Yeah, it's not. You can do a lot of.
Because you're like compressing your upper spine.
Your spine and your brainstem.
Oh, okay.
So you could, if you have, for example, rheumatoid arthritis, if you have a cervical injury, if you had cervical trauma, you could actually, injure your brainstem. You could die.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Yeah, it's no fun at all.
Dying is no fun.
No. Usually it's not a good comeback.
No.
Usually. Not all the time, but usually, So those are like 3. So again, your ear to each shoulder, your chin to your chest. Hold each for 15 to 30 seconds, but never, again, reminder, never.
He's damaging it right now as we speak.
Right. So if I were to die right now, you'd say, well, he was doing what he said not to do. So good to tell my mom that.
You did it anyway.
He did it anyway.
He overdid it.
The doctor hurt himself. Exactly. On the Twitch stream. That'd be great fodder for the press.
That's not.
All right. Okay, guys, we'll take your questions. This is Dr. Levi with the great HappyStick, Osu extraordinaire, aficionado, expert.
Wow, I'm liking this.
Yeah. He paid me to say that too. He paid me. I got like a pocket full of 20s here. He paid for that. All right.
Some top players say playing until you feel that your muscles burn is fine, so your forearm muscles.
No, I don't agree with that.
But as soon as the burn turns to the pain, you should stop.
Okay, well, let's go with this.
Because I know when you're working out, you're going to feel burn in your...
You may feel a little bit of discomfort.
Okay.
But you should not feel burning. So
okay.
let's go over a few things about pain. That's a great question, and I'm glad we're going to address it, especially with the OSU community. So pain is the way that your body's telling you either stop or I'm going to hurt you. The body is giving you this very accurate and appropriate message that I don't like what you're doing to me.
Yeah.
So if you keep doing it, I'm either going to hurt you until it makes you stop, or you're going to play through it until you eventually have to stop.
Or I'm going to give you an Osu Barnacle.
I'm going to give you an Osu Barnacle, exactly. You're going to get an OB. Exactly. So the bottom line is this. If you have discomfort is okay. You can play through mild discomfort. But if you have pain, burning, numbness, tingling, stop.
Yeah.
You want to pull back, play less, massage the area out. If it's your forearm, for example, massage the area out. I'll show you on one of the videos we're going to do later today. We're going to go through specific trigger point areas for the forearm, specifically for Osu. Today it's all about the Osu. So we really want to give you exercises that it will not only help the community, but really empower you to use these exercises for every other game that you play. If it's a first-person shooter game, if it's from League of Legends to WoW to Call of Duty, the Hearthstone, whatever your game of choice is, these exercises will translate to help you there also. But I will say this: there are other exercises specifically for literally every game that I take care of with the athletes. All right.
I saw a question come by from someone saying that he has tendonitis in both hands from drumming. Specifically, what can he possibly do?
I take care of musicians too,
Oh,
that's
okay.
very
Perfect.
interesting.
There we go.
This is great. So let's
talk
about
every profession on the planet.
I take care of everybody. If they use their hands, I take care of you. So let's go over a few things. So with drummers, they say which type of drumming he does. Did he say?
Oh, I have no idea. I just saw it come by.
That's fine. That's right. So let's talk about it. So one thing about drummers, it's wrist, elbow, shoulder. The number one exercise that I show to professional musicians, or even the high school musicians and collegiate athletes who play, is this one. So you want to hand is out around the world, elbow straight, back around the world.
Look very sassy.
Very. It's very, man. This is very difficult, right? So this is a fancy exercise.
Being hypnotized.
We'll bring you. Keep looking at my eyes. Look at my eyes. So the bottom line is this. So you want to go around like this and then back around. Then the other one is to put your hand, if you can, on your shoulder and hold. Can you do it, Happy?
Barely.
Yeah, you feel how tight that is?
Yes.
Right. So if someone were
I would
helping
never
you,
claim to be the epitome
right.
of
So what I would do if you were in the
flexibility.
office, I would tell you to put your hand here, and then I would take your shoulder and I'd bring it up. You feel that?
being abused.
It's a great.
Yeah.
It's a great stretch. So I
Never
have them
coming
do
back.
that. Yeah, we're coming back.
Waiting in
Exactly. Exactly. Call a doctor. So that those are some stretches that you can do. Again, so it's here and hold. The other one around the world, back around the world. And the other great one for drummers, of course, would be this. You just hold this. We did this earlier. And then you bring it back. Hand is up, 90 degrees, elbow is straight. Not just the fingers back, but the hand back. And hold like that. And again, hold every stretch for at least 15 to 30 seconds, or at least 3 repetitions of that.
I saw one question come by that I find interesting. In terms of Osu, there's 2 major play styles where it's either you use a different finger for every single note, so you always go like that, or there's single tapping where you try and single tap as much as you do, and then when there's streams, which is a lot of overlapping notes, you do that. Right. What is better for your finger health, to just always try and do this, or to put most of the strain on one finger?
I recommend using all fingers.
Okay, so as much as you can just distribute any workload.
Exactly. That's right. You said that really well. What you're doing is you're distributing the amount of work intensity for every finger. But if you have one that you're over tapping here, you'll also develop a OB. You could get a Osu barnacle at the tip of the finger. Yeah, I have a little bit. You see that? That's coming there. So we don't want you guys to have barnacles.
Barnacles all over, man. I'm like an old chip. It's crazy.
He is. We got to take him off. Can you get my scalpel, please? So I think, if you tap with just one finger like that, then you get increased intensity with respect to getting a barnacle there, or a repetitive stress injury of that one finger.
Okay.
So you want to have all the fingers involved, and more importantly, evenly distribute the workload.
Yeah.
That's critical.
That's just the
general
best practice.
Right. And the other thing I'll say too to the community is that if you're playing a lot like with only one finger, or hopefully using all of your fingers, make sure at the end of play that you soak your hands in warm water. That's very important. So often people say, well, just put your hands in an ice bath. Well, if you really think about it, you want to increase circulation, warm water would always be better than just cold water.
Because otherwise you're
contracting everything. That's correct.
In terms of your equipment that you want to be using, would it be better to have it closer by or further away?
No, you want to have it closer.
Closer so that it's like angled?
Elbows at 90 degrees, just like that. This again.
Because then you're also probably going to be more hunched.
Exactly.
Okay.
So then the shoulders start to bend forward. They're not going to be like this.
Yeah.
They're going to be like this. And, this is the movement. So we don't want that. You really want this movement. 90 degrees, posture correct, shoulders squared, head is up. This is position of play.
Okay.
You got to think. The key is thinking ergonomics.
And same with the monitor. Just try and have it
18 to 24 inches in front.
Straight ahead.
Exactly.
Rather than slightly down or up.
No, straight ahead.
Okay.
The down. So think about it now. It's a good question. That's a very good statement you made. So if you're looking at the monitor, and you have the monitor angled down. Well, if the monitor is angled,
we're doing it wrong right now because our monitor
is that's true. Our monitor is it's not in the best place, everybody. It's definitely not. No one's gonna know. That's a HappyStick Dr. Levi's secret. No one's gonna know about it. So, but let me tell you, the bottom line: if the monitor is angled downward, then what happens is people are going to look down. They're gonna neck. They're gonna do that. If it's angled upright, they're gonna do that. So then,
damage your brainstem
there
die.
You go. Damage your brainstem die. Right. So we want you to really think about this: ergonomics, proper balance, proper posture, doing the exercises, doing the stretches, so you can have a long gaming career. You can play, more importantly, a long pain-free gaming career without any Osu barnacles.
It just pops up very subtly. It's just once or twice of too much, and it might just be with you for a long, long time.
A long time. For life, maybe. We want you to be Osu barnacle less. Yeah. We want you to be pain-free.
I don't mind those. I don't mind the barnacles.
Well, they're badges of honor.
It's just
honors.
Yeah, okay. That's a nice way to put it.
Think about it like that. You say, hey, do you have a barnacle like this? I play. What about you?
My barnacle of honor.
Exactly right.
Very weird.
There's an Osu barnacle of honor. Exactly. On your hands. It's a good thing. I don't have any barnacles yet, guys. None.
All right. I think we've been live for like 53 minutes at this point. You want to do one more question?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
call it. Let's see. Will Dr. Levi make stretching tutorials for OSU players? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Later today. How long should we do stretches? I think it was
5
generally
minutes minimum. 5 minutes minimum. Every hour you take a 5-minute break.
Okay, and in a world where you would not be able to commit to that, would you say it's better to do it before or after? Like if you were to do it once a day, which is still better than nothing, of course.
I would say recommend you definitely do it after.
After? Definitely? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Post OSU, you do the stretches.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we'll show stretches later that'll be what I call pre and post OSU stretches, specifically for this game and specifically for these athletes that will help them. Things you should do before, things you should definitely do afterwards, which has not been done before, but I think it'll really help the community a lot.
I mean, yeah, of course, my main consideration is ideal world, you have a list of things that you do at these intervals, and of course that would be ideal. But, for a lot of people, both in terms of maybe discipline or just in terms of not having the time,
right.
You're just going to want to do at least some essentials and essentials always are going to be, it's like the 80-20 rule, right?
Correct.
It's going to be 80% better, or that's going to do 80% of the work.
I agree. I totally agree with you. And I like that attitude. That's the way to think about it. I agree with you.
All right. I think we went over most of the questions. The other ones are generally in the same vein from what I can tell.
All right.
So I think...
We think we hit it. Well, I want to thank everybody. Join us later. I'll be on my Twitch stream at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Please follow me, like, and subscribe.
It's Dr. Levi Harrison.
Dr. Levi. It's drleviharrison.com.
If Ahmad can put a link in the chat, that would be really nice.
Great. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Join us on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. We're on all social media platforms. And HappyStick and I are really happy to be of service to you today. And hopefully you got some good information from the esports doctor and from the OSU gaming icon here to be of service to you.
All right, I like that outro.
That's a good one.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back in, I got math, 4 hours and 40 minutes.
Exactly.
On the other Twitch channel, if you want to join in there, you're more than welcome. Probably be in the same vein as this. So yeah, we're going to be working on some YouTube stuff. And it was nice of you guys to join us. Thanks you so much.
Let us know what you thought about this stream. We really appreciate you.
I'm going to get awfully close. Because we don't have a button.
Exactly.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Have a good one.